All right, what's up, y'all? What's up, YouTube? What's up? What's up? What's going on, Visha? What is going on? Happy Monday to you guys, man. I pray that you guys have had an amazing Monday. I pray that you guys enjoyed Resurrection Sunday on yesterday. I wanted to release this word. I'm getting ready to go and work out, and it's just been one of those days where God has really been downloading so much to me. The past few days for me have contained a lot of revelation. So our declaration, I want to share a part of what God has, revealed to me on this broadcast. And so our declaration is going to be pass the test. What's up, Kanima? Our declaration is going to be pass the test. From the past few days, like I say, it's contained so much revelation, but the part of the revelation that God wants me to share with you guys is pass the test. The past few days have been very, very, for lack of a better word, tumultuous, and there's been a lot of processing of things, a lot of, getting to the root of emotions, not necessarily warfare, but more so growth. What's up, Bill Geo8? And so as I was sitting out here, I'm actually at the gym about to go and work out. God began to flash back to me different things that have been happening in this season. One of the things that I've noticed in this season that have been popping up is familiar things that I've already been through coming back around. And I don't mean that in the aspect of God giving me a second chance to get a blessing or opportunity. I mean, it's been different things, that have been popping up, and it's been God testing to see, have you learned from the past? Have you learned your lesson? And I feel like in this season, even as we matriculate through this season of life, that there are going to be a lot of us that experience things that we have gone through before. And it's more so God showing us. It's not to rebring the struggle, but it's God giving us the opportunity to see if we pass the test. Did the pain teach you something? Did you really learn the lessons that you went through in previous seasons, right? He always tells me that, when we make different choices, we get a different outcome. I'm going to say it again. When we make different choices, we get a different outcome. And so I was honestly just talking to Visha about it. One of the things in my previous season that I learned boundaries. I even learned, about people in the last season, different patterns. I really worked in the last season to heal, to not go through certain things, certain situations with people ever again. And so I was sitting here actually recording a video for TikTok, but I felt led to get on here to tell some of you guys, pass the test. It is not a coincidence that you see that you're in a different season and you may see some familiarity of the old season or previous seasons, to be exact. But what God wants me to tell you guys is that in this season, he's not looking for, these tests are not to prove whether or not God can trust you, but it's more so these tests are coming around to see, are you ready for what comes now? Have you learned enough of these lessons to not revisit the same cycles, to not revisit the same patterns, but can I give you more? Can I give you the next piece of the puzzle? We get so frustrated sometimes with not knowing all of the pieces of the puzzle that sometimes we don't even take a look at the different things, the different trials that we've already been through and come out of and glean to see, have I learned enough of those lessons to bless me in this area? And I say this to say this. I say that to say this. In previous seasons, the things that we go through are only to prepare us for what's coming in the next season. I'm going to say it again. The things we've gone through in previous seasons were only to prepare us for what is taking place now. And it's like the only way that we really learn in life is by experience, is by going through certain things. We learn what God is requiring of us. We learn we grow wisdom. We learn how to respond to different things. And for all of us, we were all tested in the old seasons. It may have been similar things, but for everybody, it was something completely different. God may have revealed to you different cycles in, your spending habits in the last season. It may have been people that God dealt with you about. It may have been patience. But what God is saying is, in this season, your blessings depend on whether or not you can show him that you've learned the lessons. It's kind of like in grade school, and I know I always use this analogy, but if you don't pass the class, you don't go to the next grade. So in this season, what God is saying is, if you do not pass, the test, you don't get the next blessing. You have to revisit it, and that poses an entirely different revelation. I pray that this is making sense. I feel like I'm rambling, but I know I'm not. In previous seasons, it felt like some of us were going through the same thing, back to back to back to back to back. Give me a one if y'all get what I'm saying. Like in previous seasons, for a lot of us, it felt like whether it was relationship issues, whether it was financial issues, it felt like, God, okay, different circumstance, same struggle. Different thing, different person, same struggle, right? When you really logically think about why are we going through the same thing over and over and over again in past seasons? The reason is because there's something about that particular thing that we need to learn that we have not yet. And so the reason why sometimes certain circumstances or certain cycles reoccur is because God is giving us an opportunity to, sometimes honestly, it takes a few times going through something to see what God is trying to show you about you. Sometimes it takes, that repetition of going through certain struggles, going through certain things to really begin to mature and gain the wisdom that's needed to get the blessing. So the reason why a lot of us in the previous seasons, myself included, went through so many different things back to back to back to back to back was because there was something about it that we had not learned yet that God needed us to learn. But now that those old seasons are simply that, they're the old, what God is saying is, show me this time around, right? Show me this time around that you've learned the lesson. You've learned enough of what I've shown you, what I've taught you to get your blessing. Show me that you've learned enough. You've learned enough in this area to never revisit the same situation. And the reason also why a lot of us went through the same thing in the past was because we kept responding the same way. So in this season, God is saying, pass the test. This is something that I've noticed, like back to back to back to back to back. I'm like, God, okay, this is a similar thing. This is a similar situation. I've been here before. I know what this feels like. I know what it was. And even on yesterday, I was fighting myself, getting to the root and actually pushing myself to make a different decision. So remember, when it's all said and done, when you do better, when you choose differently, you receive on a different level. I'm going to say that again. When you choose to respond differently, then and only then can you receive on a different level. The word today is pass the test. I'm going to say it again. The word today is pass the test. And so that is it. I'm not going to add nothing else to it. I'm not going to take away anything from it. Please, if you have not already, hit that thumbs up button. It does not take anything but a second for you to hit that thumbs up button. To those of y'all that feel led to sow, please sow. Obey God. The ways to sow are in the bio. Also, we still have the Amazon wish list that is still up. My goal this week is to get the office chair. I need the office chair this week. And so that is it, y'all. That is our goal for this week, is to go ahead and get that office chair so that we can begin to finish that office. And so that is it for today. I love y'all. I'm rooting for you. Every link that you guys need is in the bio. Even if you're not following me on TikTok, I've posted that name in the description of this video. And so listen, man, until next time, y'all. Peace. Pass the test.